All right, so let me tell you how it begins. Um, the moment you come to Canada and you get a job, you will have your pay stubs every month from your employer. So when I started working in Thunder Bay, I had my pay stubs from the places that I worked, Walmart and the clinic and the masala grill and things like that. So places wherever I worked, I had my pay stubs. So after 6-7 months, when I knew when my graduation date would be and which month would I be graduating, I started to look for videos on YouTube and started to make my own kind of notes and researching on this topic, like how exactly can I apply for the tourist visa for my parents. And that's how I've come up with these videos, combining everything that I've watched, and hopefully I make it short and simple for you guys. It's a simple process. You have a couple of things, just like a checklist, which will be shown like in the video when you move forward here in this video. Just keep that checklist handy and start gathering all the information that's needed. It's just like as simple as making basically one of the dishes. Like I would compare it in that way, because you need all the ingredients to make one specific dish. So applying for the visa is as equal, or the process itself as a whole, you already know by first hand. When you apply for a student visa, you have a process, right? So it's simple as that. You have a checklist, you have to collect all the documents, complete each step, complete everything that's required one by one, and then apply for it. It's as simple as that. Now, let me tell you that you don't need a lot of information from your parents or from your relatives or whomever you're trying to, get the visa for. And I've called my parents based on my income sources. I mean, it's not that I've shown my dad's, income to come to Canada. I've shown it that I am able to afford to call my parents here and have them stay here, and I will be looking after their expenses when they are here in Canada for that specific duration of the time period. So if you are planning to do the same thing, then this video would definitely be helpful. But then if it's other way around, then you might have to do a little bit more research about that, because I call my parents on my own, like on my income and on my savings. All right, so let me walk you through each and everything that's needed. So this is the final step where you add all the documents that you've prepared earlier, like combined everything, their passports, proof of funds, all the pay stubs, invitation letter, and this very important representative form and additional documents if we have anything. This is how would be the final page. First and foremost, you must so you have to have approximately $10,000 to call your parents. It's approximately 5,000 for a single individual and 10,000 for two. Also, this is a very, very important thing. Without sufficient funds, you will not be able to even apply, because it's going to be rejected anyway. The second important thing is that letter of invitation, which is what's the reason that your parents are going to be visiting you. So as a student, we have our convocation ceremony, which is a strong reason to request IRCC to allow our parents to come visit Canada. And we also have GIC savings when we move to Canada as international students from India. So we have that specific amount because we have to apply for the second program. So we might have so much savings. Also, we would be working, so we would have some savings. So we would stand a chance by the end of November or December during your first year to kind of gather this amount and call your parents and apply for their visas. So that's the very first thing, even before starting the process of application. The second document that's needed is proof of funds. Now this is going to be an extensive document, so I will also show you how to combine everything. But then the very first thing that I would have you ask to do is collect all your pay stubs, which is approximately for 6 months, from all the places that you've worked. Like if you've worked in one clinic and you have 6 months of pay stubs, you have to have all of them combined. And then if you're working somewhere else, have all the 6 months document, especially the pay stubs, from there as well, and then combine both together. Also, if you have any of the GIC amounts and your suppose CIBC or some other bank, you'll have your statements, bank statements, monthly bank statements. So you have to combine all of that together as well. So this is to show them from where you have your income coming and how stable it is. You know what I mean? Like, IRCC needs to know that you have this much amount and how you've had this amount, and then that you would be able to still be in Canada even after your parents would come visit you and go back to India or your hometown. You know what I mean? So you have to have all of these individual pay stubs collected and then combined together using I Love My PDF or Adobe or any of those free websites which are available. Just combine all the documents and have that one single document to kind of just upload it. That's one thing. Invitation letter, it's simple. Just keep it simple format. What is the reason that you're inviting your parents for? And if you have your invitation for your convocation, then simple, keep that specific date. Detailed line where it states that your parents will be visiting for this specific time from this day to that specific day for 5 days, whichever, and where would they be staying. So I was staying in hostel, so I booked a hotel and I gave all the details of that hotel, the price, their flight details, how much expense would that be, just to show that I have everything sorted from my end. I know what the expenses is and I'm able to kind of take in charge of all those expenses that would be applied. So these are the two important things, and then everything else comes handy. Like, you will have your parents' passports, you will have your parents' marriage certificate, like how are both of them kind of connected, that's kind of a proof. And then what else you have, if you have any of the statements from your employment letters, if you can get, well and good. That's a bonus point. You can add that as an optional document to show that you have a stable job and you're able to kind of rely on that job to get your parents here. These are a couple of things that you have to be like extra careful for, and then move ahead, and then the process of applying altogether becomes really easy, and it's done in an hour or maybe less if you have everything combined. So it's a step-by-step process. Like I said earlier, you have to have all the ingredients to kind of then apply for the final visa. Now, let me give you a tip. The application process, it starts for 60 days. I mean, it's valid till 60 days when you start the application. So it's pretty simple. You have your logins, right, on the IRCC website. So you simply just go there and start the application, and you'll have a lot of questions. It's just like, it's just not even one word answers. It's just select the options. So they are pretty straightforward, and then you just have to literally select the options and give a detailed information of all that, if at all applicable, in all the single individual criterias. So what I would suggest is just start doing that, see what the questions are, start responding to those questions, and whatever information that you need, which you're unsure of, which you need to speak to your parents, just have them on the call, discuss that, and then give the answers to them. Like, for example, IRCC would ask information of your grandparents, like their date of birth and what's their status, like how old are they, and if deceased, like when was that, and things like that, like very detailed information. So you have to have all this information given to them, and then discuss it with your parents, your dad's employment address, your home address, your relationship with your siblings, like how many brothers or sisters do you have, what are they doing. So that's another solid reason that I gave to IRCC, that I have a younger brother, and he's all by himself over there in India. So of course my parents are not going to stay back. They would be heading back home in order to get my brother's studies done, and my brother's dependent on my parents, so they have to kind of go back home and support him. So all of these details informations would really help IRCC look into your profile and say, okay, is it even possible to be allowing this person's parents to come to Canada or not. So just try to go through each and every question and answer, discuss it with your parents, and then final is that checklist where you have to upload the documents, proof of funds, invitation letter, their passports, and any additional document which you've combined. Like I've also applied, like I had a document with everything else, like my brother's details, to show that this person is my brother, and he, like his passport and my convocation date, like from the office college website. I had printed a sheet where I had all the information of when my convocation is, on which date, and all those details, that IRCC knows that I'm not lying. My parents' tickets, flight tickets, hotel expenses, the booking, those details. So all of these you have to combine and kind of give a detailed application for them, so that it makes it easier for them to review it, and then as clear as you can keep and not vague. It'll be easier, and you get higher chances for your parents' visa to be approved. Okay, so to talk about the prices, it's $100 for the application and $85 for biometrics, which would be $185. And then I didn't want my parents to go get the passport from the passport office, so I just wanted the person to come get it from the home itself. So that's the reason it was additional 4,000 rupees or something. So there was this courier guy who came to my home and then picked it up from there, and then again after the stamping was done, they gave it back to my home. I mean, it was delivered to my home as well. So that was another INR, like 4,000 to 5,000 Indian rupees. And then it's simple. It's almost related to how we keep checking our application, logging into IRCC, and keep saying if there's new message. We also get email messages via email if there is any update on our application. So it's the same process. Once you've submitted the application, you will keep getting notifications that your application has been submitted, and then other details one by one. And it'll take about few months to get the final decision, like if it's approved, not approved, anything and everything. You will be notified via that message, and you can write to IRCC, or if you have any additional documents to be submitted, you can do that as well. So that's related to the prices for that one. In every applications, there are 7 to 8 steps where you have questions and you have to give a specific answer to that, or select the options. It could be one word, or it could also have a note where you can add the details and informations of that. As you can see in my video and other videos that I've sent the link in, you can add all the information and select the appropriate answer, which will help IRCC know what exactly is your status, and help them decide if or not to give the visa for your parents. Simply type VFS Global Bangalore, or whichever city you are from, and follow the instructions to book an appointment to collect the passport from your home to drop location and make the payment. Please remember to keep the payment details screenshot or as a PDF, because that's very important to submit to the IRCC once the payment is done. So you have to have the payment details handy. So make sure that you save that final document after making the payment. So this was when I told my parents that they got their visa on the video call. I was so happy. I was crying, and they were really happy as well and overjoyed. And alhamdulillah, I'm very grateful that I got the visa for them, and then hoping to see them soon over here in Canada. Just sharing our moment with you guys. again, I must say that every scenario is different, every individual application is different. So there would be different questions which were not there in my profile, in my application, but would be there in yours. And different scenarios, like the reason I had my convocation, but you can have something else, like you can have wedding, or you can have health issues, or whatever the reason is. So every application is different, so you really have to discuss it with your parents, answer the question, and then if you have any doubts with any of your applications, just send it to askmariamfathima@gmail.com, or on my Instagram, askmariamfathima, and then I would just kind of look through it, try to help you out on what can be a better response, or anything that I would know which would help you guys. Yeah. So keep liking the videos, and keep supporting. Thank you so much, and all the very best. Bye bye.